congratulations on being recognized at Arancia. So, kind of the reason why we want to do this is just because we want other people to see the work that we're doing here.
Yes.
And we really chose you because we feel like your situation can be super relatable to other people. And so you're doing so well here, and you've come such a long way already.
Yes. I hope I can help other women. That'd be great.
Yeah. So how did you hear about us?
I was scrolling through social media, and Dr. Jess had an advertisement on there, and I saw it said pelvic floor therapy, and I've had issues with incontinence and pelvic floor issues, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna read up on her a little bit. So I gave her a call, and then I had my first appointment.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, cool. So whenever you saw us on Instagram, what kind of made you want to reach out to us?
So I've been dealing with incontinence for about 17 years, and the last couple of years it got worse. So it's kind of been inhibiting my life a little more so than I wanted it to. So I had read about it. I had friends that had tried it, and they were successful. And so I wanted to go this route because I'm more of a holistic way of treating things than surgery. And I know the body can heal itself. So I was excited to just jump right in.
Yeah, that kind of answers my next question about kind of like what resonates the most.
Yes, it's the holistic way of the healing. And I know the body, given the right tools, can heal. I do know people that have had the surgery, and it's been unsuccessful after a couple of years. So I knew I didn't want to go that route. So I was excited that Dr. Jess offered the service.
That's really cool and good to hear. I feel like with a lot of women, they have such a hard time making decisions and stuff when it comes to this because there's so many different aspects.
Absolutely.
That you could go down different routes. So I'm glad that you found the one that works best for you.
Yeah, and I'm such a active person. Hiking and walking, and it was starting to really kind of get in the way of that. So I wanted to find the healing method that worked for me, and this definitely has. I now can walk 1.5 miles with no leakage at all, where I couldn't even barely get out of my driveway without having any leakage. So it's been huge.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Another question, like whenever you first decided to come with us, what was that decision-making process like, and what helped you to make that decision moving forward?
I had after I spoke with Dr. Jess, and I read up a little more on pelvic floor therapy and how it worked, and the myofascia, and that whole world that I couldn't even believe existed, that I didn't know about. I thought this will definitely work. I know this will work given the time. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the 2 to 3 days a week to do it. But I've only been coming a month, and I've already seen huge success.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
It certainly is a commitment, and kind of like, I do want to ask though, for a lot of people, they wonder like, why did you choose us rather than going like the insurance route?
I found Dr. Jess very knowledgeable, very professional, and I just connected with her. I felt like she knew exactly what I needed, what my body needed. And I go by that. I go by my gut when it comes to choosing any kind of physician or holistic practitioner.
Yeah, that's great. Like it just goes to show your intuition is pretty strong in that way.
Yep.
And then, you said 17 years, right? That you had the incontinence
17 years,
stuff?
yeah. So I had a pretty bad labor and an episiotomy. So from that, I didn't know that women dealt with this. So I just kind of kept it to myself. Not knowing that it was such an issue, really. Women need to know that they can get the help for this.
Yeah, that answers my next question perfectly, because I feel like it's relatable in a lot of the sense, like a lot of women don't know about pelvic health in that way. Is that kind of why you felt as though you had to wait so long before getting treatment? Or?
Yeah, I feel like 17 years ago, no one talked about pelvic health therapy, or there weren't not even any therapists dealing with it. And incontinence was just something you had to deal with after you had a child. Or any kind of trauma. So after I started realizing I don't have to deal with this, there are people out there, and finding Dr. Jess and connecting with her it was just a blessing.
Yeah, that's really sweet to hear.
Yeah.
I'm reading my next question, but about your particular like problem, the incontinence and stuff,
Yep.
like what was so bad? Like how bad was it whenever you, or before you started to come and see us?
So, if I didn't wear any type of pad, I would have complete leakage all the way down my yoga pants, my legs, all the way down to my ankles. Yeah, it was pretty bad. My whole bladder would empty. And
That's
I hike.
not fun.
No,
Yeah.
it's not fun. And I hiked Mount Washington with a friend, and I was so worried that I was going to have issues going up. I'm mentally fine to do it, but then that physical part, I was like. So, it was that kind of thing. It just started to interfere with my activities I liked doing.
Yeah. And what else did you try before that didn't necessarily work for you? Anything in particular that you can think of?
I tried the Kegels, those silly
The Kegels.
exercises, that everybody talks about, and then I'm like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
And then it started to get worse over the last few years, and I thought, okay, I really need to take this serious. And then I got a UTI in the summer that caused some health issues that led to me really digging deep into, okay, I need to try and see if I can get this taken care of. It's not something I want to live with for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and just kind of like coming back from where you were then, now, like what kind of impact have we made to the quality of your life that you're living? Like,
I have no, I don't have to, worry about walking to the bathroom in my house. I make it to the bathroom. I mean, it got that bad, so women don't have to live like that. I can now make it to the bathroom. I can walk upstairs. I can, go for my 1.5 mile walk. And I mean, I do 5 miles. So that'll be, that'll be the next venture.
That's great.
Hopefully in a few more months.
Yeah.
I'll get up to 3 miles and then 5 miles, and
That's
and
great.
then with the maintenance, I'm looking forward to it.
Refuse to settle, ladies.
Yes.
That's what we have come to the conclusion of.
Absolutely. You don't have to be in any kind of pain or problem.
Yeah. So of all the things that you enjoy about like coming to see us, what was one thing that you really like best?
So I love the team, the whole team. Like everybody's great. They're so explain everything to you before they do it. They're knowledgeable, so friendly. They make you feel at home. It's like a spa setting, which is very relaxing. Every woman needs that. So it's just the whole environment, and I drive 50 minutes to get here, almost an hour, if it's traffic. So
yeah, with that traffic, it gets crazy.
Yeah. So I'll continue to come.
Well, that's great. Do you feel like you were able to tell your story, or is there anything else that you feel like you want to add, or?